Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making the famous spicy vodka rigatoni inspired by one of my favorite Italian restaurants called Carbone. I've had the pleasure of dining at Carbone twice in my life before, but this dish is something that you dream about for weeks afterwards. So let's get into it. Alright, so here's a look at some of the ingredients that you'll need for this recipe. We'll be using 1 large white onion, about 4 to 5 medium cloves of garlic, a little bundle of fresh basil, 1 full tube of tomato paste, I think this one is 4.5 ounces, 1 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes, a little block of Parmesan cheese, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, crushed red pepper flakes to give it that little spice, and finally 1 pound of pasta. I use this mezzi rigatoni and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. First things first, we are going to dice up this onion and really just work on getting the pieces as small as possible. Here's my technique on how to get a perfectly diced onion. Start by slicing the onion in half, then cut off just the top and peel back that first layer of outer skin. Next, you'll start making vertical slits starting at the root of the onion, carefully going through to slice to the other side. Continue this until the onion is completely sliced. Next, turn your knife sideways and make horizontal cuts through the front of the onion. You'll want to do this carefully so your onion stays intact and so you don't hurt yourself. And finally, here's the fun part. Cut your onion like normal and watch how all of these perfectly diced pieces are left. Next up, I'm going to be mincing my garlic with this handy dandy garlic press. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend. I use it almost every single day and it's so much easier than chopping up the garlic by hand. You're left with these beautiful pieces of perfectly minced garlic. I don't know what the heck happened to the audio here, but basically I'm just telling you that I'm going to be using my 4-quart stainless steel saute pan from Sur La Table and I absolutely love it. Alright, let's start cooking. On medium heat, you're going to warm up about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Then add in your onions and let these cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring constantly. Now add in your garlic and let this cook for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. At this point, your house should smell like actual heaven, but I wouldn't recommend stopping here. Let's keep going. Next, you're going to add in your full tube of tomato paste. Then we'll mix this in and make sure that it's really well incorporated with all of the onions and garlic. I like to spread mine around the bottom of the pan and let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until it forms this very deep red color, almost like a red brick house. Next, we're going to add in about 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. This will give it a subtle, spicy aftertaste, but definitely not be too overpowering. Next, add in about 1/4 cup of vodka and cook for about 5 minutes or until it's completely absorbed. Once we get it back to that sticky paste consistency, we'll add in 1 can of whole peeled tomatoes. Then go through with your spatula and just crush up those tomatoes and stir them around so everything gets really well incorporated. Also, go ahead and add in your basil and just kind of mix that in so that it's completely covered in the sauce. Now here's kind of what your sauce should look like, and you'll just let this simmer on low heat for about 20 to 30 minutes to really just let those flavors come together. While the sauce is simmering, go ahead and get a large pot of water and put it on high heat until boiling, and don't forget to salt it like the literal ocean. While that's coming to a boil, go ahead and remove the basil from your sauce and use an immersion blender to blend out all of those tomato chunks until you get a nice, creamy, and smooth sauce. Now add in your heavy cream and mix thoroughly until you get arguably the most beautiful color there is to exist in pasta making. And comment below if you agree with that or if you can think of one better. Now we're going to add our pasta to the boiling water and cook as directed per the back of the package instructions. At this point I was starving, so here I am multitasking by grating up some fresh Parmesan cheese and preparing some basil for topping off the pastas. Finally, for our sauce, add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and fresh Parmesan to really give it that creamy and rich flavor. Finally, we'll go ahead and add our cooked pasta directly into the sauce. Give it a good thorough mix. Now we're finally ready to start plating the food. Alright you guys, here is the finished product. We have spicy vodka rigatoni with fried chicken cutlets topped with fresh Parmesan and chives. Please make sure to subscribe and leave a comment if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.